In the 6th century BC, a great philosopher was born in China. His name was Lao Tzu. He was such a humble and simple person that every bit of his insight is valuable. There is so much truth in each and every word of him. When the news of his wisdom reached the emperor of that time, the emperor got eager to meet him. He went to see him. When he reached the door of the Lao Tzu, he saw that there was a small garden just outside that hut, and Lao Tzu was digging soil in his garden. The emperor went to him and asked, "Are you Lao Tzu?" Lao Tzu said, "Yes. Tell me, how can I help you?" The emperor said, "I have heard that you are a very extraordinary person, but you are looking very ordinary person, and neither you have any literature, but still you are looking very calm. I also want to be calm just like you. My mind is very restless. Can you tell me your secret to a calm mind?" Lao Tzu said, "Okay, you do one thing. You come to me in the morning before sunrise." And then Lao Tzu became silent. The emperor went back, but he could not sleep that night. He was curious about what Lao Tzu will tell him. The next day, the emperor reached there before sunrise. He saw that Lao Tzu was watering his plants. Lao Tzu said, "King, come here and water all these plants one by one with help of this jug. This is a row of 15 plants. You have to water all these plants one by one. But remember, while watering all these plants, don't do anything else. Don't even think about anything else. Just focus only on the water and the plant. If any thought comes to your mind, then stop there and again start watering from the first plant. When you have watered all the plants, then come to me." Saying this, Lao Tzu went inside. The emperor found this work a bit strange and felt that he would finish this work in a few minutes. He picked up the jug and started watering plants. He watered the first plant, and just as he was going to water the second plant, he started thinking about the garden of his palace. But just then, he remembered that Lao Tzu had said not to think about anything, and if any thought come to his mind, then start watering again from the first plant. The king was honest. He knew that if he wants to learn something, then he must obey Lao Tzu. So he again went to first plant and started watering it. Then he watered the second plant, and just as he was going to water third plant, a thought of some urgent work of his kingdom came to his mind. The king was little embarrassed now. He again came back to the first plant and started watering it. This time, he watered 4 plants. Just when he reached 5th plant to water, a thought about his neighboring enemy country came to his mind, and he started thinking about security of his kingdom. Just then, he became aware that he had started thinking again. He again came and started watering from the first plant. The emperor was very upset now. Every time he was trying to water all the plants, he found himself lost in some thoughts. While doing this, evening time approached, but king could not reach the last plant. At last, he got tired and sat down dejected. Lao Tzu was watching all this, standing outside his hut. He came near to king and said, "King, I am very happy with your honesty. Therefore, now listen carefully. When the mind is empty of thoughts, only then the real nature of the mind appears in it. And then, even an ordinary task can give you infinite peace and wisdom." The king said, "But how is this possible? When we do any task, then many types of thoughts come to our mind." Lao Tzu said, "King, you could not complete this simple task because you could not focus on the task. And you could not focus on the task because you have never practiced to concentrate your mind on anything. And unless your mind is focused on anything, your mind cannot become calm." The king understood the meaning of what Lao Tzu said, and he decided that now he would do everything carefully to attain the concentration of his mind. If we see in our lives, we will find that if we want to move forward in any field of life, then we must have concentration of mind. Whether it is work or meditation, concentration of the mind is very important. Today, we will discuss about a technique by which you can increase concentration of your mind. Through this technique, not only will you be able to focus more on your work, but it will also help you to practice meditation. Whenever you practice meditation, do this technique first. To practice this technique, just sit down in a quiet and secluded place. Keep your back straight and close your eyes. Now take few deep breaths. Now start counting your breath backward from 50 to 1. To do this, when you breathe in, recite any word in your mind in which you have faith, like Om, Buddha, Jesus or Vaheguru. For example, if your faith is in Om, then when you breathe in, recite Om in your mind, and when you breathe out, count 50 in your mind. Then again, when you breathe in, again recite Om in your mind, and when you breathe out, count 49 in your mind, and so on. Doing this, you have to count from 50 to 1. But if your mind gets lost in thoughts somewhere in the middle and you forget counting, then again start counting from 50 to 1. You have to keep doing this until your countdown is over. When the counting is complete, then just keep watching your breath come and go. Counting down your breath makes your mind more focused and more concentrated on something. By practicing your mind to concentrate on one thing will not only get you success in meditation, but also in the outer world. You can also count backward from 100 to 1 as per your wish. By doing this, you will be able to make your mind more focused and more concentrated. And one thing you should always remember is that concentration is the root of all the higher abilities in a man. It is not about having a million things going in your mind at once, but rather being able to focus on one thing at a time.